this place. It's beautiful. Our home, our environment. But what exactly is environment? Well, Google defines it as the surroundings or conditions in which a person, animal, or plant lives or operates. Some of us live here, but all of us operate here. Here isn't on this campus, but also here on this planet. Continuing to educate ourselves and others about bettering the environment and climate change will result in a happier and healthier future for all of us. Climate change is undeniably a controversial topic, but that doesn't subtract from the importance of talking about it frequently. Students in our generation have grown up hearing about news of the environment from day one. And yeah, it may get annoying at times, but it's important that this stays in all of our heads. In the TED Talk, Climate Change Education by high school science teacher Thomas Isaac, he shows that high school students and university students all around the world are willing to do what it takes to get their government's attention about climate change. People wouldn't be protesting or taking the matters into their own hands if they hadn't been properly educated about the climate. Now, in an article by Sam Schipani from the University of Maine, results have shown that it takes both behavioral change and policy change for large-scale social change to occur. That's behavioral change, changing one's behavior, and policy change, like changing the rules and the law. A large part of these behavioral changes have already begun in the younger generations, which will likely lead to policy changes sprouting up over time. If we continue to campaign and educate others about climate change, odds are this crisis will be solved sooner rather than too late. No matter how much campaigning goes on, big corporations may still swat away the climate change issue in favor of their own plans. For example, let's take the Mauna Kea and the TMT in Hawaii. In student Sandy Wightman's article, Mauna Kea, The Fight to Preserve Culture, he says, Hawaiians have always fought to protect their land, but the biggest threat they face today is the 30-meter telescope, also known as the TMT, which is scheduled for construction atop Mauna Kea, a revered mountain on Hawaii's Big Island. Not only would the TMT erase this significant mountain as a hotspot for natural beauty, it would have an enormous impact on the culture of the Hawaiians who have celebrated it for centuries. Of course, this is just a small example of what big oil and coal companies have been doing for quite a long time now. There are countless more examples of how our own human desires for growth, comfort, and power have led us and continue to lead us into destroying the natural world around us. An important thing to note is that the author of this article was actually a college student when writing it. If that doesn't speak volumes about a cry for behavior and policy change, I don't know what does. Perhaps if enough effort is continuously put into speaking up, these big companies will begin to listen. Okay, but also, like, look at this sunset. Absolutely beautiful. Hope shouldn't be thrown out the door when we're talking about climate change, especially considering the amount of work that's already been put into it. Alice Chen and Vivek Murthy, a physician couple and climate activists, put it this way. It's easy to feel overwhelmed at the magnitude of the climate change crisis, but that's dangerous, and it also ignores the amount of progress that scientists have made in the 50 years before discovering it. When educating others about this, and especially children, we can't forget to show them the hope amidst all the chaos. We've known about this whole climate change thing for a while now, and the whole time we've been finding solutions to solve it. There are obvious signs of this around us every day. We just need to know where to look. A big one is electric alternatives to gas-powered products, wind and solar as alternative energy resources, people using LED lights instead of fluorescents, people planting trees a lot more often. The list goes on. The point is, yes, climate change is scary, and there will probably be horrible consequences if we don't stop stepping up. But odds are, we will stop it. The question to be asked now is, what can we do here and now on the UCA campus? Well, do I have some news for you? There's a club on campus called the Green Bear Coalition, or GBC for short, whose mission is to coordinate, advocate, report, and improve sustainability efforts through a coalition of sustainability-minded bears at the University of Central Arkansas. The club does things like volunteer litter cleanups and garden maintenance here at the atrium in the Lewis Science Center. To try out the Green Bear Coalition, you could go to the website linked in the description or go onto Cub Connect through the MyUCA website and check it out there. There are also things to do without having to join the club. Simple things like turning off the lights when you leave a room, limiting hot water usage, and replacing your current light bulbs with LED lights are a great way to make an impact, even if it seems like a small one. If you see trash on the ground when walking by, why not take the extra few seconds to pick it up and take it to a trash can? With the stresses of the news, others' expectations, and our own responsibilities always screaming in our faces, it's really nice to take a break every once in a while.
This is the Jewel Nature Reserve on the UCA campus.
It's a trail that goes over a beautiful prairie, forest, and over a creek. It's located behind the Hyper with multiple entrances and is always open during the day. If you're looking to see more nature on campus, I highly recommend that you walk through the trail one day and simply just look around. Turn off your devices and take in the environment for what it really is, in all of its beauty. With each year being stuck in their rooms more and more often, it's a refresher to get out and take a fresh breath of air. It's clear to see how important it is to stay educated about the things that we so often look over in life. Keep teaching, keep learning, and most importantly, stay grateful. Thank you.